Hello, it is day 22. I cannot believe it only feels like yesterday I was filming day 1 and 2. It's absolutely madness. So day 22 is, there's lots of layering options for day 22. I'm going to start with a bit of an experiment. So I am going to take these two pieces first of all and just slide everything. I haven't cut that out because I don't intend to use those two pieces on this tag. Here we go. I've got these two pieces. Now this could go terribly wrong. I have, it's a bit of a pants embossing folder with snowflakes on. This was just an Amazon one. And I've got no idea of the make because this is how it came in the envelope. It was very cheap, very cheap. So I am going to, now to do this, I think I have to be fairly organised. I'm pretty sure this is not going to work unless I work fast. So I've got a piece of paper ready. I've got some Enchanted Gold embossing powder, and this is just a Paper Mania one. Again, it's not an expensive embossing powder. And I've got my Sizzix ready to bring up in a hurry. So what I'm going to do is, I do need to work fast, I think. So this is the embossed side. So this is flat. I'm going to take my embossing pad and I'm going to rub it all over this embossing folder. Okay, I'm going to talk more about how the December daily has gone in a minute, but right now we need to work fast. So I'm going to put these down, close this up, grab my machine, get this through. Now I'm not sure how the ink is going to react to this. I'm going to get that out quickly, get that out of the way. I don't want this embossing ink to dry before. Okay, grab my powder and get that on. Okay, that's it. Obviously this will now need a good wipe with a baby wipe to clean that off. Okay, let's have a look. Well, it could be okay, but it isn't. There is a little bit of glitter on here, so we're going to emboss it anyway and see what happens. Let's grab this, get my tweezers, and I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. Okay, that didn't really work. Okay, it didn't really take. Okay, I tried it on a piece of scrap paper and that worked. So it may be the ink on here because that one worked. Can you see? It may be I was also working a bit faster. So we'll do something else on these, don't worry, not a problem. I've got some Finnabar waxes, so I'm going to try and see if I can get any of these. I'm going to go for the silver actually. No, I'm going for gold. I'm going to put a little, oh wow, that's a little bit more than I was expecting. Got a little bit on my finger, just rub some of that off, and I'm just going to see if I can pick up some of these snowflakes. Maybe should have gone for this idea in the first place. I mean, you could use, I used to use a lot more often than I do now, which I should go back to it really, a mixed media thing. I used to use a lot of metallic pastels, wax pastels, which are awesome for this kind of thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to, I'm going to keep the ink on my finger, but what I'm going to do is ink this. Ooh, my glues fell out. I'm going to give this an ink. And I'm using walnut stain at the moment, but I do switch between walnut stain and vintage photo. I use both of them. And once that's inked, I'm going to, oh, well, that wasn't quite inked. I'm going to go round again with this wax. If you put too much on, I find you just rub it off that way. You don't smear into your tag pieces when I'm using this stuff. It's quite nice. I wonder if we should do a little bit of edging on the leaves. I need to use this up really. Okay, I'm just going to clean up. We've got these kind of prepared. I've got this centerpiece that I want to use and also this. So I think I need to ink these. I think my bits are prepared. So what I want to do next is just back this card. I've got one of these Christmas cards. Right, so now my tag is fairly sturdy. I'm going to do quite a dimensional tag again. So I'm going to mount my pieces on cardstock. Again, I'm going to use the back of some Christmas cards. And I know you don't want to watch me do all of that. So I'm just going to use these, back these, and I will be back. Okay, so everything is now backed and ready to go. Now this one I haven't backed. I'm going to pop that on there. This is going to go on here. I just need to trim a teeny more bit of white off that. There we go. Still a little bit more. Okay. So that's going to go onto here. But I'm going to raise that with some cardboard, you know, like I do. It seems to be my theme this December daily. Let's cut a piece ready. I really do love this whole mounting using cardboard, giving some dimension to these tags because they're not going in a journal. But obviously if you are using them in a journal, you can do the layering just as easily without doing the raised dimension. You don't have to do that, obviously. So I've got a bit here. So that's that piece. Now this is, again, I'm trying to think through my workflow because I've kind of got a bit of a plan, but I want to make sure it's all going to work out. Put that there. Okay, this is going to go onto here, but I want these, and I'm not sure where I want these to go. They're going to be maybe here. So what I want to do is make sure they're not going to overhang the edge of my tag. I'm just going to put some glue on here. Down. Same the other side. I'm going to add a bit of glue. Put that down. Have that like that. And I know we can't see much of this snowflake, but we know it's there. I'm happy knowing it's there. him and her. There. Okay, so that piece is now done. But for this, I've got my bag of threads again. I think I want some of these reds. Let's get some of that. That's a bit of a brighter red. Let's get some of that. I'm just going to see how that looks over there. Right. So I think trying to do it too perfectly is not the way to go. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Most of my glue will go onto the back of the top piece. So let's lay that down. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for a minute and I'm going to come back to my top piece. I'm going to ink this. I'm going to place this over the top of my people this time. I know I usually put it at the bottom, but I do need to mix things up a little bit with this tag. So there we go. That's going to go on there. Now I need to decide. The plan originally was to have a couple of leaves there, but I think I'm going to leave those for the other piece. So I'm going to add my glue and get this glued into place. Right. About there. Yes, I'm happy with that. That's my topper. This piece, this is why I didn't want to sew just yet, because my original plan, and I'm not 100% sure this is going to work. I've got this amazing sari silk in green that I got from the wonderful Betsy and Cindy Ideas ×2, and I just want to say I am thinking of you both right now, like that. Put that on. I don't want this sari silk to show off the bottom here. Need it to go over the other side, give me a little bit of a flap here, and then down the other side. So I'm going to trim this about here, and I'm just going to glue these two pieces. The other, no, I'm going to put those actually onto the tag itself. So that's okay. 22. Right. So what I'm going to do, take this off. I'm just going to run some glue down here. And glue this sari down there. I want quite a good fixture, so I am using the full length of this. I'm just going to add a little bit more glue to backfill here. Now I am going to glue this in place. I'm going to put a small amount of glue there, just to hold that sari. This is going to be tricky to sew, but I'm going to do it this way anyway. I probably could have done this a million ways to make this easier on myself. Glue that into place there. And I'm going to put some glue on this sari silk here. Definitely would have been easier ways to do this, but this is what I'm doing. Who wants easy? Stick that there. Right. Now I'm going to give this a little minute to dry, and I'm going to put this through my sewing machine. I'm going to start by sewing that line and down here, and then I can move this and the one on the back out of the way while I finish sewing the tag. Okay. So I'm going to just give that a minute to dry and do that. Okay, so these are now, they're flappy, but I actually don't like the look of that. After all that effort, after all that trying, my sewing machine's not saying great. I have changed the needle, but things are still not working out quite right. So I'm going to glue this into place. So not quite to plan, not quite not quite how I had it planned, but obviously it really needed something a bit more sturdy because of this cardboard mount at the back here. So let's put that into place. I was going to use some of my stickles just because I've got them now, but I don't think I'm going to. There is some glitter on here from the embossing we did. Yeah, I'm loving it. Look at that dimension. Brilliant. I'm happy. I'm happy. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you to everyone who's been putting their tags out there, because they are absolutely amazing. I really hope you like day 22. Don't forget to come along on day 24. I do have a bit of an announcement to make. So I will see you all on the 24th. Take care. Bye.